Good afternoon, everyone. This afternoon, I'm going to be talking about Erasmus Mundus. Joining me are my colleagues, Attorney Dasha, Dr. Sheila Bebutin, Jella. These are our alumni of the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. So I'm going to be quick so that you'll have more time to ask questions. Okay. Um, so maybe you're thinking, is Erasmus Mundus for you? Is it right for you? Well, you have to answer several questions. Are you interested in studying abroad full time or short term? Um, do you want to travel all over Europe and other parts of the world? Do you want to be exposed to different cultures? And do you deserve a scholarship? Deserve here. In the morning, I ask people, what do you mean by deserve a scholarship? There's no definite answer to that. It's really up to you, okay? To tell the program coordinators and panelists that you actually deserve a scholarship, regardless of grades. Okay, I'll just brief you over um, what Erasmus is. So Erasmus Mundus is actually part of a larger uh, scheme, which is the Erasmus Plus. It's an opportunity for academic mobility and partnerships in more than 150 countries in the world. Right? So it's not just a scholarship, but there's also partnerships for organizations and student clubs. So you can actually, if you're studying your undergraduate and you have your orgs on campus, you can actually apply for grants for, exchanges. So, what does Erasmus Plus support? Individual and organizations. So I'm not gonna get into details, but for the individuals, it's basically the scholarships and mobility. And for organizations, it's collaborations. All right. So your university, if you represent a university, you can actually send your faculty, your staff to Europe for 6 months, 3 months for mobility or staff exchange. So this is basically our website. If you want to know more about the programs of Erasmus, all the courses, because we have around 114 courses, um, and they have different deadlines, different requirements. So you have to go to the website. So just Google search Erasmus Mundus catalog, and then you will be prompted to all our courses. Um, okay. So it's a joint master's degree. And what does it mean? It means that you're going to study not just in one university, not just in one country, but in at least two countries. So it's a high level integrated EMJMD or Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees offered by a consortia of higher education institutions. That's why later I'm gonna show you examples of these consortia from program and partner countries. Program countries are countries in the EU. Partner countries are the ones from the global south, basically. So like the Philippines. And of course, we want to attract the best students worldwide. But again, best, you have to define what best is. And providing high level scholarships. It's a full scholarship. So what is our structure? Um, so you have this whole program organized by a coordinating institution and also by several other universities comprising the consortia. You will study between 1 year to 2 years. So 12 months to 24 months, depending on the program. And you will be awarded double, multiple, or joint degrees. For example, I have a certificate from University of Hull, and also I have a certificate from Universidad de Granada in Spain. So I have two diplomas. So sometimes you will get 4 diplomas depending on your program. And it's a full, like I said, full study scholarship. And hold on, not working. So for example, this is the course of, I think, Attorney Dash. So this is her program, Masters in Law and Economics. This is 1 year program, 3 terms. So 3 months each for the first term, the second term, and then the final term, which is the thesis. And then you can start with, depending on your track, depending on your focus, you can start in Israel, Germany, or Netherlands. So not all the courses have the same structure. So it really depends on the consortium. So this is an example of a consortium. You have several universities under the consortium. All right. So you can choose. You can actually go to India or Warsaw, um, or Barcelona, depending on where you want to invest your time, your final thesis. And this is my program, MA in Women's and Gender Studies. And our coordinating university is the Universidad de Granada in Spain. This is a picture of Alhambra in Spain. And below that hill is where my flat is. And several other universities under the consortium, within the consortium, is CEU, or Central European University, formerly in Budapest, Hungary, now in Vienna, Austria. And then you have University of Bologna, you have University of Utrecht in Netherlands, University of Woods in Poland, Universidad de Oviedo in Spain, University of Hull, my university, University of York in the UK as well, and Rutgers University. So you can go from one place to another, again, depending on your specialization. And another example of consortia is this one. It's quite long. Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree Program in Brain and Data Science. So for the first year, they all take the same courses or the same subjects in Israel. And then they move to the next university or next country, depending on their track. Is it cognitive neuroscience? Is it biomedical engineering? Is it systems neuroscience? I mean, they are big words, so, and they look interesting. And of course, they also have summer course or summer term. So they all gather again, and they, of course, they have wine on the 12th day. Of course, you can have wine every day as well. So it's up to you. I mean, it's Europe. You can go to class. You can have wine on campus. You can have beer on campus. Just be sober when you go to class. And of course, we have other stories about it. And how much is the scholarship? Is it a full scholarship? Yes. You get your living allowance, 1,000 euros per month for 24 months. You get your travel costs. This is for you to attend conferences abroad. So you have 2,000 to 3,000 per year. Plus you have the installation costs, so you can pay for your at least rent for 1 month or 2 months, and then the contribution there is for the tuition and other fees at the university. So we are the partner country. Program country again are the ones from the European Union or the ones from Europe. Those are program countries. Tayo yung nandito sa left. We have more. And then, how do you apply? You go to the website and then choose whatever course you like, and you can apply to as many courses as you want. Before, we have a limit, maximum of 3 courses. Now you can apply to as many as you want, right? And then, what are the requirements? Again, it depends on the program, but basic requirements are TOR or transcript of records, diploma, undergraduate diploma, Um, Motivation letter. This is the make it or break it. It's the motivation letter. All right. You have to package yourself. You have to, it's your branding. So, of the thousands of applicants, why you? So, that you have to remember. And letter of recommendation. So, don't burn bridges with your professors, right? Get them on your side and say something very nice about you. And then, of course, you have to gather all necessary requirements and apply, submit before the deadline, 1 week before the deadline, right? Not during the deadline because most likely the system will crash. So please apply early. And application, most of the applications are directly online on the website of the program, right? Or through email. Sometimes they ask to send by post. Of course, you have to answer the application format and don't forget your names. Sometimes people are too excited, they forget their names. So make sure that you have your names. Okay? So these are some of the examples of our programs aside from what I mentioned. And you can see the courses below, not the courses, the countries below: Ireland, Portugal, Poland, Norway. So it's different countries per program. And what else? So yeah, go directly to the website. Application will open depending on the program. Deadline again is depending on the program. And you can message us on Facebook, Erasmus Mundus Association Philippines. And that's also our association, Emma, that's based in Brussels. So if you're an alumni, you can actually get small funding for your projects. Last year, the funding for um, Peace Forum in Turkey. So you can actually do that. It doesn't end with your scholarship there. And that's it. So sorry, I have to speak fast because I know you have questions. So any questions, any clarification? Yes.
How do you make sure we get the? Do you have an advice how we write the motivation letter?
It's a balance between personal and professional. So um, our advice usually is that you check the website, check the professors that interest you, and put that in your motivation letter. Like say this doctor has the same, she's writing on this field, which I want to explore. So it means that you actually read the program well. So one thing. Another thing, don't highlight your failures. And it's okay if you have failures, okay? It doesn't matter if you're not a cum laude, summa, or magna. Again, it's branding. So you can say, but they have a lot of extracurricular activities. I have volunteer work. That's important. So you put that in your motivation as well. Thank you. I hope I answered your question. Any other question? Is there a separate application for the scholarship? No. Once you applied, you're automatically considered for the scholarship. So go directly to the website. Yes.
Hi, I just want to ask for the reference letter. Would we need one from our current workplace or from the academy? Which one would be more helpful?
You have to check the requirement, but usually it's both.
So
Unless you don't have a work experience, then
Uh-huh.
professors.
So if you have both, it would be better to have both.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
And make sure that the referees you ask know what you're applying for so that they know exactly what to put. So sometimes it helps that you have a draft of recommendation letter and ask your professor or your employer to sign it or to edit whatever. But at least you know exactly what's there. Yes. Anything else?
How do you become a partner institution?
Okay. if you go to the website, it's not here, but if you go to the website of Erasmus Plus, there are calls for organizations and institutions. And then you can submit your application, your interest. So every year we have new programs. Um, and we have partnership with local universities here as well. So yes, usually the deadline is April for that, for organization. You have time if you want to apply. Anything else? Yes.
Would like to ask about the statistics of application. How many applications do you receive from Filipinos, and how many of them do get actually successful within a year?
I think okay, this is one of the things that I want to say. We are one of the most successful applicants, but we have less applications than other Southeast Asian countries. But because we speak English, we have more scholars. We have 75 this year, 77, 75. I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, 75. Um, and it depends on the course. Sometimes one program, or it depends on the program. Sometimes you have 2,500 applications per program. And maximum number of scholars per country, for example, is four. Um, so that's, but we have four in the Philippines, especially in engineering courses, because even if other countries have windows, for example, like China, they accept 100 students, or India, but if our applications are better, they get us than other countries. So sometimes we exceed the number. We have very good applications, actually. And another question that usually people ask is that, do you need to come back after your studies? No. I mean, if you find work there, if you want to study for PhD there, go for it. As long as your visa, I mean, as long as you are legally able to stay there, go ahead. There's no bond. Just make sure that you're legal, okay? Any other questions? Oh, some of my colleagues are still here. Bang and Hans. You can also see them in our booth. Other questions? What about, yeah, English requirement? Um, English requirement, it depends on the program. Sometimes you can waive it. You can check with the coordinator and say you're just going to submit the English as medium of instruction. So English as medium of instruction certificate instead of IELTS or TOEFL or Cambridge test. So you have to check. Do you need to study French or Spanish? Again, depends on the program. But this is an international scholarship. It's an international program. So the medium of instruction is actually English. Any other questions? Yes. Go ahead.
Thank you. Uh, did I hear you right? Around 2,500 applications per year for the Philippines, and the scholarship allocated is only four?
No, 2,500. It depends on the program. For example,
Okay.
in my program, when I applied, there were 2,500 applicants, and only 3 Filipinos applied to my program. So, yeah, maximum of four, but doesn't mean that they have to have four per program. Usually 15 slots all over the world.
Is there an age limit?
No, no age limit.
Uh, can you show again the first slide, your email, ma'am?
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can also show this. Yeah, you can also message us here because all of the alumni answer your questions. Yes, thank you. Any other question? Yes. Um, Mine was fast because actually it was just my friend who said I had no idea about Erasmus before. And my friend just sent me the link and I applied because I wanted to study women's and gender studies. So it took about maybe 3 months. And then I found out that, I'll be studying there. Yeah. So it depends. Again, the deadlines, some of the programs have deadlines in February because they open, late. But some open really early. So they have deadlines in December or January.
Questions from Zoom from Joseph Chua. Can dual citizens, for example Filipino-US, apply to the Erasmus scholarship?
Yes. So if they're not European, they can have the full scholarship under the program. No, under the partner country. Yes.
And then another question, are there more successful Erasmus applications than failed applicants in the Philippines?
Of course, like I said, it's very competitive. But we have scholars who applied to 4 different courses and got accepted to all those courses. So you can just imagine. Any other question that you have?
Hello, would you encourage taking a master's degree in the Philippines first before applying to Erasmus?
No, it's not needed. Um, Although some universities, like in Germany and Sweden, they require the K to 12 number of years. So just apply to those that don't have German institutions and Swedish institutions, and there are a lot anyway. So yeah, no, not necessary. Is work experience needed? Not necessarily. Again, depends on the program. So we have fresh graduates as well. Any other questions?
I'm not sure, but this is the fourth year I attended this. So I heard before that it's a minus to you if you attend that, if you apply and then you have a post grad. Would that be taken against you?
No, but in your motivation letter, you have to say why you want to take another MA. So that's fine. Just explain why. Because I think in any other master's program, not only under Erasmus, but also, for example, in the UK, you just have to explain why you want to take this. Say it's more specialized. Say that, the mobility is so interesting and you never had it. So that, it's a matter of packaging yourself. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening.